Good evening, I'm Keisha Butts with a CTV News update. Johns Hopkins is reporting 1,840 new COVID-19 cases in Maryland, 114 more cases than reported by the state. The university also reports 142 more deaths than the state, including 7 more people who died of the coronavirus in the last 24 hours. Maryland says there are 47 more people hospitalized in the state, bringing the total to 985. A series of tighter restrictions have been imposed by the state and even tougher ones by local jurisdictions, including right here in Prince George's County, where you must now wear a face mask outdoors at all times. The only exception is when you're doing rigorous exercise. The moratorium on utility shutoffs in Maryland ended yesterday, but it doesn't apply to WSSC Water. The company says customers who are behind on their bills will not have their water cut off. WSSC also continues to waive late fees. The utility says it's experiencing a 73% increase in the amount of money it's owed compared to this time last year. For customers, help is available.
For those customers who are struggling financially, and we totally understand there are thousands of them out there, please give us a call at 301-206-4001 so we can work with you one-on-one to set up a convenient payment plan.
Again, that number is 301-206-4001. You can also log on to wsscwater.com/here to help for more information. The Economic Development Corporation says more than 100 Prince George's eateries have already applied for the county's Restaurants Resiliency Fund. It opened on Friday. Local restaurants impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic can receive up to $25,000 through the fund. Food trucks and co-ops can also apply. The grant money can be used to support COVID-19 related expenses.
We want to do everything we can in Prince George's County to help locally owned small Prince George's County restaurants survive the coming cold weather months and help them emerge in the spring when COVID, we hope, is starting to be behind us and be able to get back to business as usual.
You can apply for the fund through December 18th. For more information, visit pgcetc.com. Prince George's police shot a man at a liquor store. It happened at around 6:45 last night on the 7900 block of New Hampshire Avenue in Hydesville. Investigators say the suspect was arguing with other customers when the off-duty officer asked him to leave. Police say the suspect left but returned and charged the officer with a knife. The cop shot the suspect in his lower left side. His injuries are said to be non-life-threatening. The police officer was not hurt. A lifetime Republican Maryland Governor Larry Hogan says his party is at a crossroads following the 2020 election. Speaking at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Institute today, Hogan talked about how the 40th president transformed the Republican Party. Hogan says, like Reagan, he can work with both Democrats and Republicans. He also says that leaders in Washington and the states have to work together to move the country forward.
If you're able to reach suburban women and minority voters and younger voters with a message, then you're going to be much more successful, as we have been under the most hostile of circumstances in a deep blue state. But I think most people across America feel the same way, and most polls would show that most people really want to see the things that I've been talking about and the things that we've been focused on.
Now that the election is over, some are wondering what went wrong with polls. After all, many predicted a Biden sweep and that the Democrats would take control of the U.S. Senate. One Democratic political strategist says much of it has to do with the reliance on outdated technology for polls instead of newer technology like smartphones.
As you know, more and more people are predominantly and even exclusively using cell phones. It's a much harder universe for polling companies and private firms to be able to get through on private cell phones. Most of them are not listed. Many of them appear on do not call registries. So just from a technical standpoint, it becomes much, much harder. And this has been true over the last 10 years, as you know, with kind of the emergence of cellular technology. So I think that's one kind of technical piece of it. On a more anthropological sense, you know, I think that Donald Trump and his political endeavors are kind of an anomaly, and they're very hard to pull. He pulls so many people out of the woodwork, so to speak, that have not been traditionally engaged in the political process, either on the issue side or on the electoral side. We saw that in 2016, where he was able to pull just a tremendous amount of really in that 18 to 35 non-college educated white male demographic, which he wins just at a resounding, 75, 80% level state by state.
Raymond Glendening is the son of former Maryland Governor Paris Glendening and Francis Hughes Glendening. Tomorrow, Raymond will discuss why candidates should not exclusively rely on polls for their campaigns. The first African-American mayor of Hyattsville is stepping down. Candace Hollingsworth has announced she's resigning to work on a new political party she co-founded over the summer. It's called Our Black Party. Hollingsworth says the goal is to focus on improving the lives of African Americans through policy making at all levels of government. Hollingsworth was first elected mayor of Hyattsville in 2015. Her resignation is effective December 31st. Hyattsville Council President Kevin Ward will serve as mayor until the city holds its regularly scheduled election in May of 2021. Police have identified the victims in two separate fatal shooting incidents. The first victim has been identified as 40-year-old Martin Sutton. He was killed in the 2100 block of Brooks Drive in District Heights on Friday. In the second incident, in Capitol Heights last Friday, the victim has been identified as 32-year-old Dwayne Wright. He was found shot to death in a car in the 4200 block of Alton Street. Anyone with information on either case is asked to contact police. Prince George's police identified the victim in a fatal crash in Bowie over the weekend. She's 65-year-old Joni Coleman of Mitchellville. Police say Coleman was traveling westbound on Byward Avenue when her vehicle veered off the road and hit two parked cars. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to contact police. Concerned about picking up a meal at your favorite eatery in the middle of a pandemic? A new touchless system has been created. A Temple Hills business called Levi Inc. has created smart technology lockers for restaurants. They're called Levi Lockers. Instead of using a shelf system, eateries place your order in a specific compartment. When your food is ready, all you have to do is scan a code on your phone to open the locker. Levi says its system is more secure and helps with time management.
How many times have you been out trying to pick up food that you thought would take, a few minutes? You end up there 20 minutes just trying to get your order. Being able to just get in and out of the restaurant within 30 seconds, that's a big plus for customers.
With our solution in the Levi Lockers, we essentially can help restaurants during this time and actually still provide them the service that they need to get to their customers and still give them food, especially because in-dine experience is going to be limited.
3 restaurants are currently using Levi Lockers. Nearly all undergraduate courses at the University of Maryland today transition to online instruction, and UMD is encouraging students to return home. President Darrell Pines says the decision was made because of an alarming spike in COVID-19 cases. Pines is asking students to get tested before leaving campus. Graduate courses at UMD will continue in their present mode. As Thanksgiving Day approaches, the Prince George's school system is making changes to its meal distribution schedule. During the week of Thanksgiving, the school system will not pass out meals to students. Instead, this Friday, November 20th, families can pick up school meals for next week. Students can still receive pickup meals for today and on Wednesday, November 18th, at distribution sites. SpaceX launches 4 astronauts to the International Space Station, beginning a new era for NASA. The astronauts shot into orbit Sunday night aboard a capsule named Resilience, atop a Falcon 9 rocket. The 4 will be in orbit for a 27-hour voyage to the ISS, the first operational flight of a commercially developed Crew Dragon capsule. The launch highlights NASA's ongoing effort to end its sole reliance on Russian spacecraft. Among the crew, pilot Victor Glover, the first African-American to be assigned to a full-duration station crew. It's the same story for the Washington football team. The team played well at times yesterday, but fell to the Detroit Lions 30-27. Quarterback Alex Smith threw for 390 yards and nearly led a comeback win, but the Lions won on a last-second field goal.
I think execution and taking advantage of the opportunities that are in front of us. In the first half, we had some opportunities that we missed as a football team. And, in the second half, we came out, did the things that we were capable of, played the way we are capable of, and we showed our resilience. But again, we got to stop putting ourselves in that position.
Definitely a team with a lot of talent that hasn't figured it out yet. We haven't figured it out. We made too many mistakes, too many self-inflicting injuries during the game. We dig ourselves in a hole.
We know what kind of football we're capable of playing. I think we know what kind of character and talent we have in this locker room. Certainly it's about us going out and doing it consistently, though. Too many times it's, half here, half there. Key, whether it be turnovers or mistakes in key situations that have really hurt us. And
get 1 week at a time. Don't worry about nothing else, not the division. I don't care about none of that. It's a 1 week season. And right now our game moving forward is Cincinnati Bengals. So we can't look forward. We can't look behind us. We have to take it 1 week at a time. But we'll grow from this. It sucks. It's a hard pill to swallow, but we'll grow from this.
Washington takes on Cincinnati next week. Let's get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 37 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 52 and a low around 32. Wednesday, sunny and cooler with a daytime high reaching 46 and an evening low around 29. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 53 and a low around 39 degrees. And now for the community calendar. The Prince George's Department of Family and School Partnerships invites residents, especially those in Spanish-speaking communities, to a virtual meeting. Join the discussion about the importance of the father or male figures in the education of children. The event is this Thursday, November 19th, from 7 to 8 p.m. The meeting will be in Spanish with English interpretation. Guest speakers include familiar faces from Telemundo Channel 44. To join, use the meeting ID and passcode on the screen or visit pgcps.org for more information. And that wraps up our CTV News Update. Join us again tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Have a good night.
For the latest information on COVID-19 in Maryland, visit the State Health Department website. That's health.maryland.gov. Again, health.maryland.gov. Click the link to the COVID-19 information portal. There you'll find all the latest information about coronavirus. You'll find daily updates on cases and fatalities. Answers to questions about testing and the governor's stay-at-home order are available as well. For specific information about Prince George's, visit princegeorgescountymd.gov. That's princegeorgescountymd.gov. The site offers information about local services for residents and businesses. There's a link for COVID-19 relief donations. Also, food pantry locations are listed. And if you have any questions, call the county COVID-19 hotline at 301-883-6627. That's 301-883-6627.
Here are your AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. First, form a caregiving team. Create a list of people in your family and friend network who can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of supplies in your loved one's home. Try to have a 2-week supply of essential items. Make a list of the care recipient's medications and medical contacts. Be sure to have prescriptions on hand and ask the pharmacist for an extra 30-day supply. Make a plan to stay connected. To prevent social isolation, set up available technology to help loved ones stay connected and schedule regular chats. Finally, maintain your own self-care. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. And have a backup plan for care in case you become ill. For more caregiving tips during the coronavirus pandemic, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's not.